All right, so we have a lot of earnings to break down, and let me tell you guys, some of these stocks are going ballistic right now. Let's just dive into it. If y'all find value, hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. We're trying to get to 50,000 subs this year, and don't forget to follow me on X and TikTok if you guys want more content at Stocks Talk Stocks. And with that being said, guys, cheers. Let's dive right into the video. So check it out. We just got these earnings from Meta, Apple, and Amazon literally just 15 minutes prior to me making this video. And let me tell you guys, these stocks, well, I haven't looked at Apple yet. We're going to get the live reaction there. But Amazon and Meta, I could tell you for sure, those are moving big time right now. And you can see here, SPY's up a good chunk after the bell, after already going up 1.3% on the day, and Triple Q is also up after the bell. Let me show you guys this. As it went up 1.2% on the day, and now we're up an additional 0.8% after the bell. So let's just get into these earnings, guys. The meat and potatoes, man. Let's just dive right into it. Starting off with Meta, which is up a whopping, are you guys ready for this? $60, almost, more like $55 after the bell, which is just unbelievable, guys. This stock closed up 1.2%, and now it's up 14% after the bell. And you guys know Meta, it's not a small company. This is a massive company. So let's break down these numbers very quickly here, the headline numbers, and maybe I'll do a deeper dive video potentially on my Patreon, which you guys can check out down below if you're interested, or maybe I'll do another video at some point tomorrow. We'll see. But let's see here, guys. Looks like they did. Let's see. Where the heck are these numbers, guys? I just saw them 5 minutes prior to me making this video. Let's see here, guys. GAAP EPS of 533, which beat the 495 expected, and they also beat on revenue, 40.11 billion versus 39.17 billion expected. So they beat EPS and they beat on revenue. And it looks like here they're guiding for Q1 revenue of $34.5 to $37 billion versus $33.9 billion expected. So great guidance for Q1 revenue. And let's see, monthly active people were around 3.98 billion as of December 31st. Family daily active people, 3.19 billion on average for December. Let's see. Facebook monthly active users were 3.07 billion. Daily active users were for Facebook were 2.11 billion. And the big news here, guys, other than the fact that they beat EPS, revenue, guidance for Q1 strong, they're actually doing, they're declaring, shall I say, their first dividend ever. You heard that right, guys. Facebook, well, Meta is now giving dividends out to shareholders, and what that tells me is they have so much freaking cash. They don't know what they're going to do with this cash, guys. So they're giving some back to shareholders. Now, 50 cents, it looks like, per share is the dividend, which is a very small dividend, I guess. Well, actually, no, that's for the quarter. So what is that? $2 per year. So do the math. $2 into $3.94. It's a very small, it's a very small dividend. Let's do the math right now. Give me a second, guys. Let me pull up my calculator. So let's say it's $2 a year, the dividend, right, for Meta. So $2 divided by the share price, which is $3.94, equals 0.005, which you then multiply that by 100, and that equals 0.5%. So their dividend is 0.5%. Pretty much right now for the year, which it's decent, but still obviously very small compared to other companies, which, I mean, look, Meta's not trying to be a dividend company or a dividend stock, but again, they have so much cash, they don't know what to do with it, so now they're going to start giving it in the form of a dividend, and they're also announcing a $50 billion increase to their share repurchase authorization, which is pretty nutty there. And Meta Platforms also sees 2024 capital expenditures of $30 to $37 billion, it looks like. Let's see, any other numbers here worth mentioning? But yeah, pretty good quarter, guys. Very good, I would say, to cause this stock to go up another 15%, as it was already at all-time highs heading into earnings. And that's the thing. Sometimes stocks are at all-time highs heading into earnings, and they tank after. But Meta is just one of a kind, man. And this thing just keeps on going, which, again, it's up 15% after the bell. Unbelievable. So, yeah, pretty big move there. And let's go to Amazon now. Then we'll talk about Apple. So Amazon's now up 11 to 12-ish dollars after the bell as the company reported, which is a move of 7%. So big move up for Amazon. So it looks like they reported GAAP EPS of $1, which crushed the 80 cents expected. And they also beat on revenue, $170 billion versus $166 billion. And just to say that number, $170 billion. This company is making so much money on the top line. It's crazy. And looks like even internationally, man, international segment sales for Q4, $40.2 billion. North American segment sales, $105 billion. Let's see, they guided for Q1 sales of $138 to $143 billion versus $142 billion expected. Pretty good there. Let's see, anything else here from Amazon? Not really seeing anything else here in terms of other numbers, but the headline numbers are great. Guidance pretty solid, and now you guys can see on the chart here, we're pretty much we filled the gap. In other words, that we talked about recently on Amazon. Do you guys remember this? Breakout spot right here, 155. Well, we took that out a couple of days ago, and now we've essentially filled the gap to 170, which is where the stock was. Looks like about 2 years ago. Yeah, March of 2022. If I zoom in a bit here, you guys can see that's where we peaked out at, and we pretty much filled that gap. Now, if this breaks 170, we could be going right to all-time highs for all we know, which is at $188 per share. So Amazon's looking pretty good right now, guys. Completely breaking out after the bell. And full disclosure, I am long Amazon. I was buying this thing a ton last year, in the $90-ish range. And I'm also long Meta, although I sold a good chunk of my position not too long ago, but I locked in a nice gain on Meta. I'm still long on some shares on that. But either way, man, these stocks are going crazy. Indexes after the bell are moving, obviously, as these have huge weightings in the indexes. So let's go to Apple. Let's go to Apple and see what's going on here. I haven't looked at this one yet, guys. So let's see. Typically, they report the latest of the bunch, like 4:30, sometimes 4:45. Let's see here. So clearly the numbers came out. The stock shot up to 191. Now it's at 183. So it is down about 2%-ish after the bell right now. So it looks like they reported adjusted EPS of 218 versus 210 expected, and sales beat as well. Looks like 119.6 billion versus 117.9 billion. So they beat sales, beat EPS. iPhone net sales $69.7 billion versus $43.8 billion in the same year prior. It looks like, wow, Q1 iPhone sales, that is pretty insane right there. Let's see. Mac net sales $7.78 billion versus $7.61 from last year. iPad net sales $7.78 versus $6.44 billion last year. Looks like wearables, home, and accessories net sales almost $12 billion versus $9.3 billion. From last year. Europe sales $30.4 billion, up from, let's see, $27.7 billion year over year. So Europe sales are growing year over year. China sales $20.8 billion, down from almost $4 billion. So Greater China sales are down a good $3 billion year over year, whereas America sales, those are up $50.4 billion, up from $49.27 billion from last year, guys. So Apple's still struggling in Greater China. Makes sense. Wait, they just put a correction in. Hold on here, guys. Looks like Greater China sales $20.8 billion, down from $23.9. Well, that's the same thing. What's the correction? Either way, guys, decent numbers from Apple. This stock was obviously at all-time highs. This is an example here where it was pretty much near all-time highs like Meta, but clearly Apple went down and Meta went, well, up another 15%. But at this point, yeah, not much to say here on Apple, to be honest. I'm curious to see how the Vision Pros sell. The $3,500 pretty much headset, right? Or not headset, I guess. Whatever the heck you call it. I don't know. What would you call it? Goggles, right? Whatever. I'm curious to see how that does over the coming quarters here. Of course, iPhone 16. I remember a couple weeks ago we got news from a Chinese or an analyst that's covering, the Chinese side of the business. And, iPhone's pretty weak right now in China. Obviously not terribly weak. But, this person was not looking forward to the 16, the iPhone 16, the 15 wasn't doing that well according to them in China. I don't know. We'll see. But clearly, out of the three big tech names, Meta's doing the best right now. Amazon, followed by Apple, at least when it comes to the performance after the bell. Let me know your thoughts, guys, in the comments down below about those three. Crazy time period right now in these markets. Let me go over two more stocks very quickly. Peloton, yeah, you guys remember Peloton? Well, they reported earnings today, and their stock went down 24%. What else is new, guys? I feel like every time we cover this company during earnings, 3 out of the 4 times it's collapsing 20%, at least these recent earnings, right? But yeah, they're down another big chunk here now, $4.20 per share. And this company, from what I remember, I looked at it this morning, they missed on some numbers. Their guidance was super weak. Their paid subscriptions are struggling. Their paid app subscriptions. Let's see here, guys. What did they report? Why is it so hard to find these numbers sometimes? Maybe I need glasses. I don't know what's going on. Well, I do have glasses. Maybe I have to put my glasses on. Let's see here. Where are these numbers? Either way, man, take my word for it. They did not do well. Looks like they lost 54 cents on the quarter. Revenue was not that great. It looks like members, 6.4 million members. That's down 4% year over year. Again, revenue. Oh, here it is, guys. Looks like GAAP EPS negative 54 cents. That missed the negative 51 cents expected. Sales slightly beat. All right, 743 million versus 733 million. But their next quarter guidance for sales is abysmal. And I'm pretty sure revenue year over year is down. So Peloton, I'm not touching it. No way, Jose. But, for the fun of it, we're going to keep watching it, see how it plays out. But this one, man, talk about a massive dump since that 171 high just about 3 years ago, guys. Crazy down move in 3 years. Just, it's wild how quick things can change in just a matter of a couple of years. So let's do one more quickly. RCL, Royal Caribbean, which I still want to go on a cruise at some point, guys. But hey, we'll cover the stock in the meantime and see what happened with this company. So they did adjusted EPS, looks like $1.25, which beat the $1.13, but they did miss on sales, $3.33 billion versus $3.36 billion expected. So, missed EPS, beat sales, missed sales, beat EPS. What am I saying here, guys? And it looks like here, let's see, they expect Q1 adjusted EPS of $1.10 to $1.20 versus 86 cents expected. That's good. Anything on revenue? Not seeing anything on revenue here, guys. But yeah, RCL sold off a bit. All right, not bad. Still holding an uptrend. So let's maybe see if we get a bounce off this 180 SMA. Time will tell. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And I guess with that being said, we can wrap the video up. But before you click off, don't forget to get up to 15 stocks for Moomoo, guys. I'm telling you, this is the best promo right now by far. Fund your account at least $100. You get 5 stocks using that link down below. And if you fund your account at least $1,000, you get 10 more stocks, totaling 15 stocks, each up to $2,000, by the way, guys. So get on it, guys. Use that link down below or go to stocksurfast.com/Moomoo. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys later.